Okay, so now we're looking at the GR3X photos, and I mean, I promise you they're a little bit better, in my opinion. I usually don't like saying that my work is good, but I was kind of more happy with these. I wish they were better, but you know, there's not really much I can do, especially with street stuff. Like, things come and go really quick, so you have to be a little bit quicker. This one I ended up really liking. This lady with the hat and then this guy with this outfit on. I just thought it was really interesting. To me, what kills it is this person with the jersey. Like, looking back, reviewing, I was like, you know what? Like, I kind of hate it because of that reason. And so, yeah, I don't hate it and I don't love it either. But I wish it could have been a lot better. I did crop it down to a 1x1. So here's the 1x1. I really like how this one turned out, but I had to crop in like a lot. And so I don't know, I mean, what do you guys think? Would you guys prefer the cropped or the 2x3 one? This one I really, really liked. I saw this guy in a wheelchair. I saw this guy up in the stairs from like, I was pretty far, and I noticed him, and I was like, "Ooh, I gotta go take a photo." And so I went up the stairs and I framed him. I wanted to kind of like not isolate him, but I wanted like the stairs to kind of draw you into him. I don't think I did that good of a job, but I really liked how he was just kind of up there by himself. I mean, you know, you have stairs, he's in a wheelchair, there says no smoking, he's smoking. So yeah, I just thought that was kind of interesting. I thought it was kind of neat. So yeah, I mean, kind of cool. I really liked this one. This one was one more of my favorite ones of that day. So I would say this one's good for me. I was proud of it. So yeah. This one I really liked. I really liked the way that I was able to get the colors. I really liked his skin tone. Just thought it was pretty nice. You know, you had this lady in the back reading something, and then you have him kind of in the bench checking his bets. So I think it's his bets. It has to be. But yeah, I just thought it was kind of neat. I really liked it. And then on the bottom you have what I think are cookies. So yeah, just thought it was neat. I really liked it. I kind of wish maybe I don't think there was much I could do if I framed it differently, because I would have liked these two in the back to kind of be on each side of him, and then him in the middle. But it looks like he was more sitting back to back with this guy here. So unless I was able to frame it so this guy behind them was hidden and it was just this lady, and so you'd have one person facing that way and then him facing forward. But this one wasn't bad. I really liked this one. This one, I feel like it would have looked better if somebody like more dressed up like the other few people were. Kind of sitting or standing right here in the corner, because I like the way that the railway kind of draws you in this way, but then this like orange this orange piece here will like isolate somebody's head, so it makes it pop out a little bit more. It gives it like a backdrop. It's not bad and it's not great either, but I don't really hate it that much. Yeah, there's not really much to say about this one. This one wasn't too like, there's not much of a story to this one, or maybe there is. I mean, he is on the phone talking to somebody, so who knows who he's talking to. But yeah, I feel like maybe a different person would have looked kind of cool in this area here, but not much I can do. I just kind of saw somebody standing there, and I was like, hey, I gotta take a photo. Okay, so here is what I was trying to do with the other ones with the 28. This one I like a bit more just because I was able to get that compression so it felt a little bit less distorted than like a 28, but not so much that it's just flat as if I was using a longer focal length. This one I was able to capture, you know, this kind of feeling of isolation, and then the way that the shape of this these stairs, like this triangle, was isolated, and he fit perfectly in that, and it just kind of isolated himself. Plus the color and everything just kind of fit well. So I like this one, and this one was one of my favorites of that day. This is kind of what I wanted. So with the 28, this is the type of stuff that I wanted to achieve with it. I feel like maybe it was just a little too wide. I gotta learn how to like layer a little bit more properly. I think it was better to using a 40 to kind of isolate a certain section but still somehow layer with it. I think it was a lot easier to do that with this. But I really like, what caught my attention was, well, at first what caught my attention was that it was just these three and then this guy at the top. And then when I looked a little closer, I saw that she had like, you know, a pink hat and everything. And I was like, oh, I want to take it this way. So, you know, you have the three at the bottom and then you have this one person at the top. And it's just like, it just kind of, I really like this one. This one was one of my more favorites. It was one of the more interesting like scenes to look at. Same thing with this one. I wished the reason why I didn't frame her a little bit more centered is because I didn't want the rail to kind of cut the photo. Because if I moved over more to the side, it would have looked awkward, because I think that's what I did at first. I didn't take a photo, but I did frame this one. And I didn't like the way it looked, so I kind of moved over more to the left. She's not perfectly centered, but centered enough where it kind of isolates her and kind of just like she's the main focus of the photo. I really liked her expression, and I really liked the how like her outfit was standing. It was kind of made her stand out a little bit more. So this one was this one was more of one of my favorite photos. And you'd notice that you'll notice that I had more of my favorite photos coming out of the Ricoh GR3X than I did with the GR2, just because I think I framed them a little bit better. So, oh, and my battery's about to die. Okay, hold on. And we are back. I just switched out the battery. All right, let's move on. This one I liked a lot more. I really like these three guys just kind of sitting there, and then like you have these like this fourth person up here, and then you have this guy right here doing this pose. This one was more of my favorites. I think it just kind of showed a little bit more going on, but also keeping it like wide enough so you can see everything else around. Yeah, I did. I mean, these my main focus were these three here. I just kind of like the way that they looked. So, yeah, not great and not bad. This one I really liked a lot. I really liked this person with this thing over her head. She stood out to me a lot. And then the person next, and they were the only two in that corner. So I was like, oh, you know, this one's kind of an interesting scene. I really like this one. And then the white kind of like stood out behind this like green bush. So yeah, I really like this one. This one was one of my favorites. Okay, so now we're going to one of my favorite shots of the day, and probably one of my better shots of the year, in fact. This one I really, 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 really enjoyed, but there's still things that I wish had happened. And like what we discussed already, he was smoking and then stopped as I showed up. He still had it in his hand, but he just didn't smoke. And he was the only person in this corner. So I noticed him from far away, and I noticed his outfit, like the color of his outfit, and then the color of the bench. And I just figured like, hey, this looks kind of neat. So I went and I took a quick photo. I wished he was smoking, but he didn't smoke when I was standing there. And I waited for a couple seconds, but it kind of ruined it because other people showed up, and that area got a little bit crowded, and he ended up leaving. So I was like, well, great. So this was the only chance I really got to take a photo, but I really like this one a lot regardless. Yeah, I mean, like, I really liked the colors. I really liked the way he looked. So probably one of my better photos of this year, really, and pretty much ever. So what do you guys think? Because I mean, I kind of dig it. Should have saved that one for last, actually, but oh, I'm just going in order from how things were shot. This one, okay, so this one wasn't too far away from that corner that I was at. See, right here, to the right, you can see when people started showing up sitting next to that guy. So it no longer became an interesting scene. I tried to make it work, it didn't work. I think it was just better for him to have been by himself. So I just kind of left it at that, and he left anyway, so there was nothing I could do about it. But this photo I kind of really like. You know, you have this guy looking down at this container, and then you have this person with his like glasses over his head. I just thought, like, you know, his crossed arms and then his glasses kind of looked interesting. So interesting photo. It's not great, it's not bad, but it is one of my more favorites, just because it's a lot more interesting than the other ones. So okay, so now I'm going to show two photos of the same thing, and I don't know which one I like more. So I'm going to go with the first one. This one I really, really enjoy so much because of the way his legs are crossed and he kind of has his hand up. What was drawn to me at first from a distance was that I saw this guy in the back sitting on this pillar thing, and the way that the light was hitting him. So I was like, oh, that looks kind of neat. And as I got closer, I noticed that these two were on the floor, and he was kind of like, you know, he had his legs crossed. So I was like, no, this has to be I have to shoot this one a little bit wider or stand back a little bit. So I got back a little bit as much as I could, and to also back enough to give it some space, but not too much space. But I just really liked his expression, or like his movements, and I thought it was kind of neat. The only thing that I feel like that kills it for me in this photo is this guy in the back. I kind of wish he wasn't there to almost make these three stand out a little bit more. But this one was one of more of my favorite ones. I really like this one. And then the second photo that I took is this one, and I'm not sure which one I like at all, because I really like how open this one is, but also you can tell, you know, who's on the who's like the main focus. Like, you know, you have a lot of points of interest to look at. So my memory card got full, and I didn't notice that it wasn't recording the rest of the stuff. So yeah, to finish that thought, I was saying that I wish the guy had his hand over his hat the way he did. I like the photo. It's one of my favorites. Now, I'm just going to throw in the last couple of photos. There was there was a couple of photos that I was talking about where it just stopped recording, and kind of don't want to go through all that again. So I'm just gonna show them, kind of see what you guys like. I'll put them up on the screen for a bit. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much that day. So that day was a like derby. It was a grand, not the grand opening, or I think it was like an opening for the classic meet. And so I decided, hey, I kind of want to go because I wanted to go see if anybody was dressed up, and so I can go take photos. And it was just a chance for me to kind of go out and do what I wanted to do. Filming these things is hard, so I'm gonna keep that in mind. Next time, I'm gonna try to keep it shorter, a lot shorter, and hopefully it goes by a little bit more smoothly next time. So what do you guys think? Leave a comment. Let me know. Give me some feedback on these photos. Give me some feedback on these videos. I really need it, and I really would like to get some advice. I know that a lot of my previous videos where I did not do a talking or any segment in terms of like having a discussion with photography don't do well. I figured that a lot of my recent one, the air show one, would have gotten a little bit more views, but it didn't, and it's okay. It's understandable. Nobody wants to sit through that long of a video without any kind of form of discussion. So yeah, just give me some feedback. I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, just let me know what you guys think of the photos. I think that I didn't do too bad. Things could have gotten better, and that was the whole, I think, lesson, or this whole topic for this video, was that things could have actually been better in terms of photography, but I'm happy with what I walked away with. So yeah, well, later.